how's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Hack Slash Something's Fishy. This is actually a sequel to Hack Slash Double Date back in Omnibus 2, and it is a return to Haverhill, which is the Archie parody city, and we get classic Archie parody characters and art styles once again. So cool to go back and do a sequel to an old Hack Slash story. And I think this one is actually a little better. If you remember my review of the last one, I said, I kinda wish this went a little harder. You're doing Archie, but horror is coming and wrecking things up. I think it would be fun if we really wreaked havoc on this town. Well, in this one, we really do. The idea here is that Haverhill has been invaded by the Deep Ones from H.P. Lovecraft's The Shadow over Innsmouth. So now we have The Shadow over Haverhill, and it's really the Deep Ones actually from H.P. Lovecraft, not just something similar to them, which is really cool. But all the citizens in Haverhill start to turn into fish monsters, and there's only a few people left. It's pretty much just Tabor by himself, and all his friends are now monsters. It's pretty fun, it's wacky, it's over the top, it really doesn't hold back at all, which I think is pretty cool. But there is also things, like they talk about how in the last issue, Lincoln was killed by the Father Wrath character, and in turn, there's been a bit of a shadow and a dark feeling hanging over this place, even before the Deep Ones came, and you get kind of this idea of, what is this sort of happy, uplifting fiction, and can we really hang on to it? Can we have a world like this? Can we go back to those memories and, can we really have this attitude? And the nature of stories is talked about a little bit more when we get the villain reveal of this issue. And I won't say too much on that, although I think one of the covers had the villain on it, and if you've been reading in chronological order, it's really easy to guess who it is. But the villain has a conversation with Cassie that is really interesting as well, and we would take yet another step into defining this particular set of characters. Again, trying to talk my way around spoilers. But whatever, this is a really cool, over-the-top, action-heavy story that really does lean into the parody harder and really does say the Archie world's going to get absolutely wrecked this time around. Cool to do a sequel, cool to tie it in directly to H.P. Lovecraft, and I really did like the finale in a few ways that it goes. I think it's better than the first time we saw Haverhill, and I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if they would do any more of these, but if they did, I would be curious what it's like. Actually, I think if they were to make a new one with the recent success of Riverdale, it might be apropos to do like a parody of that or something. But we'll see. Anyway, I do want to talk a bit about a few plot points and show you guys some of the story and the art. I'll try to avoid going too far in, so no major spoilers. But if you want to see a little bit more of this story, let's switch over to the close-up camera, and I'll show you guys some of the story and the art. So without further ado, to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a closer look at Hack Slash Something's Fishy. Once again, we're inside Omnibus 3, and let's take this closer to the camera. Writer, as always, is Tim Seeley, and if we flip it over here, we see that Something's Fishy is issue number 28, so a single issue, and we have two artists listed. I think Dan Parent is probably who does the Archie world, and Dan Leister is probably who does the real world. Flip it open to the cover, and we get to see another classic Archie-styled cover with another pun. And there's Tabor there in the ice with the Deep Ones. And we also get the little character portraits on the side there. That being said, I don't think Pooch is actually in this one. But yeah, this is number 28B. And I've seen a few of these covers online. The Archie-styled covers actually go for quite a bit, so hopefully find one of those soon. Anyway, after that, let's get into the story proper. No major spoilers, but I want to say my piece on a few plot points and make sure you guys have a basic understanding as to what the story's about. So let's look at a bit of the setup. We get the opening our boy Tabor in Something's Fishy, and he happens to see the two girls that are usually at each other's throats seem to be getting along. However, maybe his luck is a little too good. Someone comes up behind him, and it's the bully character catching him being a bit of a peeping Tom, but the girls say, hey, it's about time we let him into the fold. And then we get a few clues, them singing La La Cthulhu Fathagan, and then them referencing someone named Mary. And if you guys have been paying attention to a few of the past issues, you may be able to guess who Mary is and what's going on pretty quickly. But anyway, when she turns around, it appears that she has transformed, and yeah, I don't think he wanted to see those fish gills. Well, outside of Haverhill, Cassie and Vlad are on the road, and if you remember in the last plot arc, they, got their van crashed, so now they're driving around in a hearse, which is kind of cool, but much less roomy. However, the radio show, the conspiracy theorist one that they were listening to in Entry Wound, happens to have someone calling in saying that they've been overrun by fish people, and Vlad recognizes that as Tabor, so they decide to go and help him. And really, yeah, not a moment too soon, they start to beat down at the door, and when they threaten one of the younger people, Tabor has to open it up, but looks like every single person in town other than Tabor has been transformed into a fish person. Yeah, not the best spot. However, Cassie, of course, is going to come to his rescue. Cassie tries to shoot one more fish person, but Tabor says don't. She may be transformed, but that's my mom, and everyone else here is a citizen of Haverhill, so yeah, we're being overrun zombie style, but I don't really want to kill anybody. So yeah, the only person that actually got it was the school principal. Ah, poor guy. We get a few more wacky antics, like one of the fish girls liking Vlad and trying to wrap him up, and then of course they have to go on the run. I like how Cassie points out that all the shops start to look the same and she can't navigate the town, and I gotta like her running pose there, quite classic. They go into a novelty shop where Tabor says him and his friend agreed to hide if the Russians ever attacked, and looks like his friend's there too, but he's swearing and pointing a rifle around and breaking character, so yeah, not exactly the best place to hide here. Some of you, like I said, may figure out where this is going pretty quickly from a few lines at the beginning, but I have to say I really do like this story. The first one I feel was good, the one where the Father Wrath showed up in Haverhill but no one was sinning, but I think this one's better. I mean, we got to know the characters from last time, but it really did push, hey, this is the Archie world but more violent, and it really did bring the hammer down on here and really just absolutely go crazy. So I think this one pushed it farther, but then you get to the end and it starts to talk about more of the nature of fiction and what this world kind of is and feels like and represents. And we get some very interesting moments both with Tabor and with the main villain of this story, who is a really interesting villain and plays out in a really interesting way. Again though, trying to avoid spoilers. But yeah, I think this pushed it farther and had a little more to say than last time. And plus, it's an H.P. Lovecraft story. That's always really, really cool. Anyway, though, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my hack slash playlist. If you guys want to see me talk about other entries in the series, you should be able to find them down there. Anyway, have a good day. See you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist here. Have a good day now.